This is Comic Picks by the Glick.
Hey, I'm your host, Jason Glick.
Hey, host Jason Glick. What the hell are you doing today?
Oh, it's like, well, I took some time off from playing Zelda to talk to you guys all about comics right now.
That's the reason why you're here, and that's why you're listening to this. What do you have on the schedule for tonight?
Well, I have something that I hope be to everyone's liking. That's a series about hot lesbian bondage sex.
Whoop
So,
whoop.
yeah, it's like this is all about Stepan Sage's series Sunstone done through Image. Now I put this on my best of list a couple of years back because this is like the rare series where that does manage to incorporate lots of sex, nudity, and like all sorts of naughtiness. It's like, but also manages to tell it's like a very solid story. It's like underneath it. It's like now it's like God knows like I read a ton of porn of porn comics. Well, I guess like the technical term for it is hentai manga because it's like I'm a guy. It's like I like this stuff, but it's all that stuff is all about arousal and like I'm satisfying my own desires, such as it is. But the thing is, like when it comes, I mean, there's like a lot of comics out there that are just like that do trade on like sex appeal for their, it's like for their like in order to broaden their audience. But at the same time, it's all about just like it's like big boobs, like the naughty costumes and whatnot. It's all about the fan service. It's like there's nothing like there's nothing to these comics beyond just like sex appeal, which is great when you're 15. But when you get older, you realize I've seen all this before. I need something more. It's like I mean, hey, if you're going to be like a porno like comic, then be a porno comic. I mean, or be something like Prison School, where you actually like apply like a certain amount of demented creativity to your fan service. So like, if you can't do that, and you're just gonna like say, hey, like my characters have big boobs, then it's like I'm not gonna give your series the time of the day because hey, like I want actual actual hardcore nudity and sex beyond that, or if you're like Sunstone, give me an actual story, give me interesting characters, and give me lots of humor like along the way as well. It's like because that's what Sunstone does. Sunstone, yeah, it's this is a series that like that where its main character like a writer of online erotic literature named Lisa. It's like starts talking about like how these this is a story about these two girls who are finding their own way and like but then she begs, wait, don't stop reading yet. This story has lots of hot bondage lesbian sex in it. And it's like that kind of irreverence, that's the tone that the series strikes right from the get-go and maintains throughout the 5 volumes that encompass its first major story arc, which is all about Lisa meeting her first who is a submissive, meeting her first real dom. It's like Allie. Like now, Lisa, like aside from being a purveyor of like moderately famous purveyor of online like erotic literature, she works like a day job as as a waitress, and it's like and while she's and like in her yeah and all this pays the bills her real calling is like it is as a writer and like it's through like writing this erotic fiction that she attains a modicum of online celebrity and that she meets Allie. Allie is a very successful freelance engineer, and she reads Lisa's stories and like they strike with an online friendship, and then it eventually the series opens when Allie asks Lisa, well, can it's like I would like to meet. So wait, no, sorry, Lisa. No, it's like that's bad. It's like so Lisa says, I would like to meet you, like, and like that just kind of sends them. Whoa! It's like now we're taking things to the next level here. It's like, and that's how the series goes from there. Lisa and Allie meet in person, and it's like it's at first it's all about them meeting to scratch this like this kind of like this sexual itch that they have together. So it's like they're trying like I said, Lisa's the sub, Allie. It's like Allie is the dom. It's again here. This is the first time they've managed to actually meet another person who not only is into that kind of thing that they're into, BDSM, but also like they can also try to explore that their respective sexual urges. So you got these, like I said, it's as I say in the comics, it's all about them like being together to scratch this specific sexual itch of theirs, and it's like it's like even if you're not into like the whole BDSM bondage sadomasochism thing, it's like um the creator Stepan Sage does a good job of like explaining their respective kink, but also framing it in a way that, hey, you know what, everyone's got their specific sexual kinks. God knows, like all the comics I read service many different sexual kinks in that way, but it's like but he does a good job of of framing the story as basically as two women just coming together to explore their own sexual desires. I mean, and it's also worth noting this is like the first same sex pairing that these women have encountered each other. I mean, it's, to be honest, it's kind of it's quietly revolutionary. At least I think so, in the sense that that the women that Lisa and Allie don't go, wait a second, does this mean I'm gay? That's actually kind of a a very background thing to the series, in the sense that it's more about them coming together to satisfy their urges than it is about them dealing with their newfound sexuality, or just women coming together like that. So that's actually interesting. I mean, it's a series that actually says that, hey, the most important thing isn't about their respective sexuality, but just the fact that they share a specific kink that they can come together and enjoy together wholeheartedly. The fact that they're both women, well, okay, that's fine. That's that's almost after the whole. It's like an afterthought to the whole thing too. And it's like, and as the series goes on, I mean, like I said, it's not just about them satisfying their BDSM urges. It's also about them developing growing feelings for each other, and also meeting it's growing their respective friends, such as Alan, who's also kind of a dom type personality that knew Allie back when they're going to college. They've got a long kind of tortured but really generally pretty funny history together, to the point where they're the kind of friends who just love to just troll each other and have good laughs at each other's expense. There's also Tom and Cassie, the kind of the pop and metalhead couple who who also discovered BDSM, kind of used it to spice up their sex life as well. And then there's Anne, who's a tattoo artist, who's kind of it's probably the closest thing we've got to a point of view character here, is someone who it was kind of discovers BDSM, but also realizes this is kind of strange and sick, and I'm kind of turned on by this as well. So it's, and she plays a very key role in this series as things goes on, as as she gets closer to Lisa and Allie, and also kind of provides an unintentional jealous wedge between them too, because it's I mean, the first 4 volumes, which I've written about on the site before, like I said, it's it's fun, it's sexy, and it's got a wonderful streak of irreverence that throughout these 4 volumes. Because I mean, you've got Lisa thoroughly willing to poke fun at her specific fetish. Allie being a charitable self-described dumbass about her interactions with Lisa, and being wonderfully immature. It's throughout the entire series, and Alan also being the kind of guy who chimes in with a lot of well-timed, sarcastic and incisive remarks. Like like Starting from his relationship with with Allie, and also with her release, marking her relationship with Lisa as well. So I mean, like the series, like I said, it's like even though it's like BDSM isn't really my thing, it's like the series so far has managed to be a very a very funny, very illuminating series that doesn't shy away from like from showing you really it's like I wouldn't say like it doesn't really kind of cross line into hardcore sexuality, but really it's not afraid to show nudity, or some of the more fetishistic aspects of of Lisa and Allie's chosen kink as well. Now, the thing is, Volume 4 left off on a relative cliffhanger in the sense that the it's like Lisa and Allie, hard as it may be to believe after what I've said, they've basically been keeping their relationship in the friend zone as basically being a hey, we're just here to satisfy a respective kink, even though we do this a lot together, and Lisa has moved into Allie's place as well, so it's kind of like hey, yeah, we know that both of you are more into this than the whole friend zone things that you've professed to says, and it's great because Sage also brings us out in the it's like in the text of the series itself, how the supporting cast constantly remarks yeah, you're just friends, right? So so when you get to the end of Volume 4 and you get to the big fight when Sarah, the tattoo artist who is who is part of who's kind of works her way into Lisa and Allie's life, not through any insidious means, just because she's the point of view character, and she's friend of her friend who just gets into this kind of thing. She winds up creating, not through her own intent, some kind of drama between them, where that also drives a wedge between Lisa and Allie's relationship. So now the thing is, while the first couple volumes basically let you know that hey, Lisa and Allie, this entire story is being told in flashback, and they work out their relationship. Eventually works out great together, but what happens when but how does this get to this point when you when you've had this big falling out between when Lisa when Lisa says when Allie just is provoked to saying, hey, I just fuck all my friends, and Lisa says, oh well, as I can see from my point perspective, you're 2 for 2 on that point. Oh snap! But it's what happens? So what happens when you go from there when they have their big fight? And Volume 5 picks up from that point, just in a fairly grounded, believable fashion, with Lisa retreating to her parents' place to wait things out until she finds out that Allie broke her arm in a fit of rage after her I think after their fight. And while it almost feels like they're going to try and get things back together, but then Allie breaks things off pretty definitively, and you're wondering, well, shit, man, how are they going to get together after this? Well, Sage finds a way to. I mean, Volume 5 is the thickest of all the volumes. That's because it's he has Allie do the very hard work of reconnecting to Allie through the only way that she knows how, through the erotic stories that brought them both together. And when she realizes that, hey, that Allie is still reading the stories that I write, this is the one connection we have that is not, our bridges have been burned, but not this one. So how do I reconnect to the woman that I do love? It's like with only this avenue ahead of me. Well, we get to see that as she concocts a 5 cycle series of stories that slowly bring them back together. It's like and it feels like genuinely rewarding as well as she like it's like as she confronts like the jealousies that drove them apart. Lisa confronts her own self-loathing as well, and her own fears of taking the initiative. And it's like, and in the end, like I said, yeah, we know they're going to get back together, but the hard work that Sage brings together, it's like does make it feel like it's earned rather than predestined. So yeah, it's like overall, these first 5 volumes of Sunstone tell a complete story. Tell it. It's like and it's like it's the rare. I think it's the rare work that actually uses sex. It's like as a way to tell like tell a meaningful story about relationships rather than just pure titillation value. Now, I do think it's kind of worth mentioning that this is a series about lesbian bondage sex that is written by a guy that you wonder. It's like is this series kind of subject to the male gaze? It's like hey, it's like it's all about hey, right, we're telling a story that panders to guys about BDSM, like stories featuring 2 women. Well, it's like if you look at it in that terms and you're frustrated by that specific feeling, then there's nothing I can really say that's going to dissuade you from that. But it's like Sage spends so much time on the characters, like getting into Lisa and Allie's heads and their specific mindsets that it's like I said, this is not a series that you get into like solely reading for the for the sexy bits. I mean, yes, there are plenty of them over the course of these 5 volumes, but it's not like the sole focus of the series. So it's like, I mean, like I said, if some people are probably gonna be turned off by the fact that it's a guy writing about female sexuality, and it's like, and yeah, if you're bothered by that, then hey, like then hey, it's like I think that you're probably that this is a series that I think is well written enough that and funny enough that I think if you're willing to write it off simply because of that, then you're probably doing yourself just a little bit of a disservice there. I'd say give it a chance before deciding whether or not it's not for you. That's all I can say. Maybe I don't know. It's like maybe you'll look at this and go like, oh wow, this is like totally just like guys' perspective on female sexuality. And yeah, like I said, if you say this after reading the first volume, then okay, I will concede that okay, you at least gave it a shot, and I can respect your view on your views on there. But overall, it's like I said, this is a series that is funny, sexy, and very well illustrated because Sage has a style that is like it's effortlessly realistic, like because the guy can just knock off a very realistic depiction of male and female physique within just like a far fewer lines than most other artists out there can. It's like, but he can also bring a lot of humor to the to the characters as well. So I mean, his style is fantastic. It's like I love seeing it, and I love the back matter he injects into most of the volumes here. Volumes 1 and 5 particularly, because while Volume 1 tells you how we got the Sunstone that we knew and loved today, Volume 5 also lets you know this is what's coming next. And I am all for knowing about reading about further into the stories of Alan. It's like Alan, Sarah, and Mallory and James. It's like as things go on. So like I said, overall, Sunstone, highly recommended if you're looking for sexy stuff that actually has more on its mind than just like boobs, 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 and sex. So there you go. John, it's like any thoughts on your end about any of this stuff?
Well, it's just interesting because um, the perspective of what you talk about might be an issue for some people, and I know you mentioned that. So,
Yeah,
but
it's
you know,
like
it's
that's the kind of like these are the times we live in right now.
yeah. Well, I mean, would it be the same if it was, a lesbian writing about a gay couple, right? So, or gay sex in any way. So it's kind of, or it's kind of interesting. It's like, okay, what would be that perspective, and would they be known? And there might be people out there. I'm not going to suppose anyone that's in that audience, but who would say, yeah, I never would look at anything that was written by a man regarding a female's body. I don't care, I don't care what it is, So,
Yeah,
that they might say that, and I could see that happening. So, the perspective is not going to be appreciated by that type of a person. I get that, like, how can you do that, Okay, sure, granted. But of course, your comments on it are interesting because just like, well, give it a shot,
yeah. Listen, compared to like everything else that I read that trades on sex, this is the one series I would say that hey, you know what? Like, give it a shot because I think it's well written enough to transcend just like basic titillation appeal.
Yeah, yeah. So, and if you're in it for the for that, for that, then for the story that you're talking about, then you'll get more out of it than if you might have, and one can respect a point of view like that, by the way. So if they just said like, no, not for me, I'm not going to do it. And you're like, okay, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so do you know what you're going to be talking about next time on the podcast?
Oh, next time, well, it's another series that also has lots of issues with respect to race because of its big screen film adaptation coming at the same time, and that is Ghost in the Shell.
Ah, yes, that'll be interesting. Okay, well, so you're going to talk about the original, or what are you going to talk about specifically?
Oh, I'm definitely going to talk about the 3 volumes. Well, my plans to talk about the 3 volumes of the manga
Mhm.
that have come from Masamune Shirow, specifically, but also I know that you've seen enough. You and I have both seen enough of the anime to talk about it as well, and also I'm sure we're gonna like. I probably have to address some of the racial issues as well too. But because I mean, like by the time this goes up, we'll probably have a let's see, we'll probably have a chance to have seen the film. It's like by the time we do this podcast.
Yes, the things we do. In the name of that. Yes, indeed. So, well, that'll be interesting. Yep. So we'll catch you next time on Comic Picks by the Glick.
All right, later's.
Bye.